We all know dogs are intelligent animals, but have we really given canines enough credit for just how smart they are? Turns out, our dogs know a lot more about us than we realize. In this video, we'll talk about 17 things your dog knows about you. Dogs know when you're not paying attention to them. Believe it or not, a new animal or pet in your house often puts your dog off edge. A study published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found that when dog owners displayed affectionate behaviors towards another pet in the house, the dog would show signs of stress and anxiety. So, if you add a new furry member to your household, you'll likely notice your canine demanding a little extra attention from you. Your dog knows when you are being unfair. Dogs have an intuitive understanding of fair play, and they become resentful if they notice that you are not being fair with them. In a study conducted by scientists at the University of Veterinary Medicine in Vienna, dogs were asked to press a buzzer in return for a treat. The dogs in the experiment were paired off so they could see another dog performing the same exact buzzer-pressing task and see what the other dog was given as a reward. When both dogs received the same reward, both dogs were happy and continued the experiment. But when one of the dogs was given a higher quality reward, the other dog became upset. Ultimately, the less rewarded dogs would refuse to press the buzzer and didn't continue further. This study suggests that dogs can spot when they get an unfair deal. Dogs know you fall for those puppy dog eyes. Studies have shown that dogs have evolved muscles around their eyes, which allow them to make expressions that particularly appeal to humans. The study says such puppy eyes helped domesticated dogs to bond with humans. It could be evolution's way of manipulating your feelings. A new study conducted at the University of Portsmouth revealed that the infamous puppy dog eyes expression isn't a way that our beloved pets express sadness. In fact, it is often a clever tactic by the dogs to receive affection and attention. So there's a reason dogs gaze at you lovingly when they want something. It works. Dogs know when you're sick. With a nose between 10,000 and 100,000 times more powerful than that of a human's, dogs are able to detect life-threatening diseases in humans. Some even specialize in it. Dogs are capable of differentiating certain chemicals that our body emits when we are sick, from urinary tract infections to migraines to low blood glucose levels or seizures, even the detection of many types of cancer. There's even an organization in the United Kingdom called Medical Detection Dogs, in which dogs are trained to find the odor of cancer in samples such as breath, urine, and swabs. So if your dog keeps sniffing your funny-shaped mole or bump, make sure to go to a doctor to check yourself out. You're coming home. Most dog owners confirm that their canine can sense them coming home way before any human can. Your dog has learned your schedule and knows roughly when to expect you back at home each day. Even if you do get home at an odd hour, your dog can pick out the sound of your particular car coming down the street, and they are always listening for it. If you take the train and often arrive home at 4:30, the dog may be triggered by the local bus that drives by every day at 4:25. There can even be other cues for your dog. Maybe your spouse always starts cooking dinner 1 hour before you come home. Or maybe they feed the cat 5 minutes before you arrive. These are environmental cues that your dog has learned which signal their owner's arrival. On that note, remember that dogs can smell time. Time quite literally smells different throughout the day. Morning has a different scent from afternoon, which smells different from nighttime. The canine nose is so sensitive that it can determine the difference between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. Dogs know when you are sad or upset, and they try to help. In a study published in the Journal of Animal Cognition, researchers evaluated the reaction of dogs observing humans that were crying, humming, and talking. The results showed that dogs were more likely to approach the people that were crying. Other studies published in the Journal of Learning and Behavior has shown that dogs not only feel distressed when they see that their owners are sad, but will also try to do something to help. They sense when you are sad or upset and show empathy to comfort you when you are in distress. They know this is when you need them most. Dogs know when you don't like someone. When you have negative feelings about a person, your dog can hear your breathing pattern change, see subtle changes in your body language, and even smell chemical changes in the pheromones your body emits. So, if your dog barks at your neighbor, it may simply be because you don't really like them. On that note, a study showed that a group of dogs who observed other people being rude to their owners actually had negative feelings towards the person who mistreated their owner. Dogs take note of people who are unkind to their owner and will hold a grudge against them. You're going on a trip. Dogs hate it when you leave for a trip, so they have learned to pick up on all the clues when a departure is about to happen. Suitcases pulled from the closet, or the way you always spread clothes out on your bed. Dogs are able to recognize things by a combination of an object's appearance and scent. Just as your pet has a relationship with their most loved squeaky toy, they also have one with your suitcase. However, in this case, the association is not a happy one, and the sight of that suitcase will trigger some sad feelings. Feel bad? Research has shown that playing classical music for dogs can help them calm down. Dogs know when you're angry. Recent studies have shown that dogs can understand when their owners are mad or angry through subtle changes in their facial expressions. Scientists have shown that dogs are able to discriminate between the human expressions. They think that canines use their experience of how humans express themselves to make that distinction. Dogs know your intentions. Dogs can pick up nearly imperceptible signals in human body language. The way you grab the leash or a darting of your eyes tell them what you're planning to do. In one study, dogs were even able to identify the location of hidden treats simply by following a human gaze. Think about when you are going to take your dog out for a walk, and when you have to go to work and leave them alone without saying anything, or when you want to bathe them and they run and hide even though you haven't mentioned it. Your dog knows what you are up to. Dogs can sense when you are afraid. One amazing skill that your dog possesses is the ability to sense fear. When we are frightened, our bodies secrete a series of hormones, one of which is called adrenaline, and our dog's powerful nose is able to smell it. Plus, when we are afraid, our body contracts, stiffens, or prepares to defend itself, which is something that dogs instantly notice. Dogs often mirror our emotions and get nervous or tense when we feel anxious or afraid. Dogs know when you're not looking, and they take advantage of it. Researchers tested the willpower of dogs by setting food down in front of them and then forbidding the dogs to approach the treats. As soon as the researchers left the room, the dogs scarfed down the treats in an instant. This shows that dogs know when you are looking, they know when you are not, and that most dogs figure that your rules leave the room with you. So in case you don't have eyes in the back of your head, it's time to get them. Dogs can distinguish between love and hate. Your dog is able to know if you are bonded with a person through a hormone known as oxytocin you secrete. This is the chemical you release, and along with changes in breathing and the tension in your body, it informs your pet whether you have a bond with that person in front of you. Your dog really knows what you're saying, and a brain scan shows how. According to a study conducted by Hungarian scientists, dogs understand both the meaning of words and the intonation used to speak them. Put simply, even if you use a very excited tone of voice to tell your canine that you are taking her to the vet, she'll probably see through your deception and be bummed about going. Dogs know that your baby is weak. Dogs know your little one is a member of their pack and that they are the most vulnerable. Because dogs have a strong instinct to guard their pack and family members, they can be very protective. That's why some dogs bark aggressively when someone approaches your baby stroller. And this is why you should be vigilant if a stranger is playing with your kids while your dog is around. If your canine mistakenly thinks your child is getting hurt, they may attack to protect their family. Where you've been. A dog's sense of smell is much more powerful than us humans, which makes it very easy for your dog to keep tabs on you. You pick up scents from everything you touch or everywhere you walk by. Dogs can tell if you've been in a grocery store, at work, or if you have visited a friend who has a pooch of their own. You need protection. Does your dog sleep cuddled up next to your bed instead of their usual spot when your spouse is out of town? Or do they stay closer to you than normal when you walk through a dark area? Dogs know when you need protection and will be more vigilant anytime someone in the household is missing. Animal experts believe that the same way dogs guard their food or litter of pups, they can be extremely protective of their owner or other members of the family.